not rolled out. And so in other words, if we have the government on our side, for example, and you say, look, we've done our calculations, but we seriously need £2 million to make this thing happen, and we can verify that, then they can bring their own teams in if they want. But there's a minimum on the car that you can get, namely 5%, which doesn't sound much, but if you're turning over 10 billion quid, it isn't bad for a day's work.
I mean, it's amazing now. I mean, we've been part of campaigning for the last 15, 16 years for renewable energy stuff. I think we said about music festivals earlier. I mean, we helped with some of the earliest green gatherings and various different green festivals, trying to get the music and the lights and the entertainment powered by, wind and solar mainly. I've got a few friends who are quite geniuses in all that and been putting things together for years to power it. And now you are seeing a situation where more and more of these music festivals are getting powered by solar stages and wind power and this and the other. But we've now got a situation where we've been pushing it for years, but it seems like it's actually caught up into the mainstream. You've got people like Obama and even the big government saying we're going to put billions of pounds into renewable energy.
Yeah, but you see, the only way you're going to drive this, I see it. Look, I think if you're going to tax anything at all, it's not the vehicles in accordance to their size, it's the petrol. Now you think about it, okay? If petrol prices go up, you're going to be forced, if you like, to get the most energy efficient machine you can possibly get.
And that's happening rapidly, it's increasing.
And over the way there, I've got a Range Rover and I've got an E-Type, 4.2. All right, they're guzzlers. But then I don't drive to work every day. In the winter, if I want to go down and see this, that and the other, the mileage is very, very low.
Yeah, you work from home a lot.
I work from home all the time, you see. Now, if you take America, for example, they have a speed limit, 50 mile an hour, something like that, and yet they have 7.8 litre V8 Chryslers and God knows what. And you ask yourself, well, what are we trying to prove here? Why would you need 7.8 litre, They say, yes, you can have it, but, you're going to have to pay for it through the fuel.
There's a whole new generation of electric cars coming. I was reading something the other day about Nissan having a car that you can just reverse into a garage, and instead of it's wireless technology now, it's a couple of coils, one under the car and one in the bottom of the garage, and you just drive back into your garage, leave it overnight, and you're powered up for your driving.
Yeah, but the only catch-22 is that if you drive up to Birmingham and they don't have a place where you can juice up, then you have to make your own arrangements.
At the moment, you'd have to get your little jumping mat out or whatever it is, your little pedal power up.
A great deal of petrol use is just with urban commuting, and things like the little electric smart, for example, is a great solution to that problem.
The trouble is, you see, living on the island here, we keep our cars on the mainland. It's all right if you've got your own garage, at least you can run your wire.
But then the other problem is if we all convert to electric cars, is we're then all going to be charging them up at the same time of day. That's going to really muck up the power grid. So then you've got intelligent timing systems that can sort that out.
Okay, we are rolling, so whenever you're ready. I'm not going to run over the dog, am I? And if I do, is he going to bite me?
Have you got half an hour and you got another tape, or are we?
Yeah, I got a new tape in there,
Okay, alright. So here we are at the Solutions Zone at Trevor Bayliss's on Eel Pie Island, very famous place in the 60s.
Oh dear.
And oh dear, yes, we had some very famous people came and played here, the Stones and Jimi Hendrix and all sorts. But more specifically, we're here with Trevor and Tony, and I wanted to ask them, what do you think are some of the best solutions that are around at the moment that you've heard about in your wide-ranging?
Well, what is so extraordinary about the line of work that I'm in, and by the way, what I'm interested in more than anything is to try and help other inventors. And the reason why, quite frankly, is because it's such a struggle for me to bring a product to market. Right? Now, very often a product comes through the door which is completely uninspected. It's like panning for gold. We've helped for about 6,000 inventors so far, but you never know when that little nugget will arrive. And some of the things you see first, you think, well, these are not going to go anywhere. But then when you start looking at them, you suddenly realise, hey, that's not so crazy. You see, what happened to me with me, I was turned down by people like the Design Council, who said, the extent...
Turned down for the wind-up radio?
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't accept it at all. They said the extent to which the component parts could be manufactured in these hours was limited. And I made it in my garden shed, all right?
And, do it yourself culture, get on and do it anyway.
Yeah, but all this money is spent on people like that, and yet they blew me away. They said the people that would use it couldn't afford it, etc. Any excuse to get out of it. Do you know, I wasn't even smart enough to get a smart award. Do you understand me? So anyway, I thought, look, if it was hard for me, I mean, quite frankly, if it hadn't been for the BBC World Service, I went to see them first.
World Service Radio naturally would want more.
Yeah, but then they got on. Then they got on to the Tomorrow's World team and said, "Oh, have we got one for you?"
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing now for other inventors. If I can find a route to market for these inventions, I will do.
So tell us a bit about your work with new and up and coming inventors.
Well, basically, it's this. Well, first of all, a lot of people in the old days, if I said I was an inventor, they look at me in a most peculiar way. You know, who is this self-opinionated? Who does he think he is? Sort of scenario. Mm. Well, basically, you can call yourself a designer. You can call yourself an artist. Why not an inventor? All right. You have this image that an inventor has to have a Viennese accent and some broken glasses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, white coat and crazy
all that
hair.
stuff. Yes. Yeah. Well, there is a measure of that in us. Yeah, fine. A few affectations, so what? But my attitude is too, I don't mind anyone looking down on me as long as they don't expect me to be looking up. I mean, if someone's got a problem with me, then surely it's their problem, eh?
Yeah.
They don't have to come to my house, do they? They don't have to swim in my pool, go out in the boat in the e-type, do they? They can stay at home and play Ludo. Ludo's a lovely game, but it isn't for me. Do you understand me? I mean, each to their own.
So you've helped set up Trevor Bayliss Bayliss Brands.
Yes.
BaylisBrands.com that helps new inventors.